This is a battle in the first round of the blue tournament between TrollyBoli of the TWR clan and 59tiger95. TrollyBoli is commanding Royal Scythia of all things, and Getae is being commanded by Tiger. And you probably noticed that there are Thracian warriors on the field for Royal Scythia, and that is because under these rules, I know some of you thought that these rules were nothing special. Well, the nomads can unlock certain melee units that they have available in custom battles if you go in and edit some files and make these units available. So what the nomads can do then is that they can, for example, bring 6 Thracian warriors. And a nomad army with 6 Thracian warriors is a super scary prospect to face. This was entirely legal under the rules, and I think it makes a lot of sense. It makes Royal Scythia a super interesting faction, still very vulnerable, but still with the Thracian warriors it just adds a whole nother dimension to the power of the nomads. So, 2 Scythian noblewomen on each flank, 1 Scythian Amazonian rider in the center. Then we have a bunch of steppe noble lancers, great shock cavalry, a few steppe armored lancers, and the general is a Scythian royal horse strategist with a Draco. So he's going to be able to remove the bonus against Lodge to a significant degree of the Getae. Then we have 4 dash and heavy bows. We have 2 spear warriors, so a total of 4 spear warriors. Mercenary axes in the center, 2 noble swords, and noble spears up front. Skirmishing starting with the bow horse getting spanked by Scythian noblewomen. Scythian noblewomen have armor and they have longer range than the bow horse, so this is a complete waste of bow horse in my opinion. Bow horse are going to take so much damage from these noblewomen, and especially when they are bunched up like this. It's not a good engagement for the bow horse. Although they are getting some shots off on the steppe armored lancers, they are themselves going to get absolutely destroyed by these Scythian Amazonian riders. Just look at the kills increasing. Over here as well, getting nice shots off on the spear horse. The dash and heavy bow is a bit slow in reacting, so TrollyBoli might be able to pull away a Scythian noblewomen here. Just a quick something. What TrollyBoli is doing here is very smart. If you keep your Scythian noblewomen turned around with fire at will on, they're going to be able to if they face their backs to the enemy, they're going to be able to both shoot and pull away very fast due to not turning around. It takes a lot of micro to do this, but if you can do it, it's absolutely worth it. So here we have the bow horse getting wrecked, not really managing to do anything other than waste the ammunition of the Amazonian riders, but this isn't really waste because getting the bow horse off the field very important for Scythia. And here the spear horse are getting picked apart as well by the Amazonian riders. Bow horse practically off the field. So when this sort of box that the Getae is going for here, it's not really going to be effective when you have 6 Thracian warriors smashing into the noble spears up front and all of the shock cavalry around. So the spear horse are being wasted here, being destroyed by the Scythian noblewomen. To make matters worse, the Scythian noblewomen are using heavy shots, so they're doing a lot of armor penetrating damage to the spear horse here. So I think this Getae army is not up to the task of facing the Scythian army at all. At least the way this battle is progressing, losing all of its cavalry, basically a gift to the nomad army. But the Thracian warriors need to be careful because they are so fragile in melee combat. And if they charge in against the noble spears, and the noble spears are stationary, the noble spears have expert charge defense, so they're going to do a lot of damage to the Thracian warriors on the charge. If the noble spears move, they're going to get absolutely wrecked. So let's just fast forward here, because this is a nomad game. So there's going to be a lot of skirmishing early on. Dash and heavy bows getting some nice shots off from the Amazonian riders. The Amazonian riders did not pull away in time. But TrollyBoli is doing a nice job in moving in and out with his cavalry units. He's still taking a lot of damage though, getting a nice charge here on the Spear Warriors, pulling out right away. Very nicely done. Hit and run attacks by the Nomads. But they are taking quite a lot of fire on the return there. Still, the Spear Warriors also took a significant amount of casualties. The Dash and Heavy Bows are holding up extremely well to the Amazonian Riders. Firing at the Dash and Heavy Bows is sort of a waste, I think. Focus fire on the General would be great at this point. Now he manages to get in, do a lot of damage to the Spear Warriors again, but he's taking so much damage on the disengage by the Dash and Heavy Bows. Nice charges, but all of that damage taken. He has a lot of cavalry left though. Depleted unit charging in, doing a lot of damage to the Spear Warriors, and at this point they probably could have gotten into the Dash and Heavy Bows. All of the cavalry is off the field now for the Getae. The Dash and Heavy Bows are doing a good job in damaging the Amazonian Riders and the cycle charging cavalry units. Still, there are these very worrying Thracian warriors to contend with. And I actually think it's great that this tournament allows the Nomads to be to have some infantry, because they absolutely should. It makes sense from a gameplay perspective, and it makes sense from a historical perspective. The Nomad armies fought with a significant amount of infantry in their armies. They just did not only have cavalry, they did use infantry as well. Another charge here by the Steppe Noble Lancers, and because the Spear Warriors don't have javelins, it's very safe to do this for TrollyBoli. Just get in, get out. He just needs to be careful, like here. He's getting his Lancers wrecked by Dash and Heavy Bows, and if he doesn't move these Steppe Armored Lancers, they're going to take a lot of damage as well. And they are actually taking damage now, so... But here, he's probably going to be able to crash through and get into the Dash and Heavy Bows, but he's going to pull out, which was a mistake, I think, because he's losing so many Lancers on the disengage to these Dash and Heavy Bows. He needs to push through the center and then get to the Dash and Heavy Bows. And he's not doing that, and that is very bad for the Nomads. Because instead of destroying the Dash and Heavy Bows, he allows the Dash and Heavy Bows to shoot him to pieces when he's disengaging. Still, he has his Thracian warriors, he still has a lot of cavalry. So just a combined YOLO charge by everything here would destroy the Getae army. But I don't understand why he hasn't started damaging the Noble Spear General of the Getae. Because he has been super vulnerable for a long time. Just baiting arrows here with the Amazonian Riders. The Amazonian Riders might be out of ammunition. Looks like the Thracian warriors are going to start engaging now. And let's just see what happens when they charge a unit that is stationary and has expert charge defense. They are going to take a lot of damage unless the Noble Spears countercharge. It doesn't look like the Noble Spears are going to countercharge, so let's have a look at what happens to Thracian warriors that charge into Noble Spears. Look at this. Losing quite a few men of their own on the charge. The Noble Spears are losing a lot of men as well, because they were charged by 2 units at once, and that's going to wreck the Noble Spears. Thracian warriors lost about 30 men on the charge there. Actually, they lost 40 men on the charge, but still a good engagement for them, because they're able to gang up and do a lot of damage. And the Noble Spears are not moving into shield wall at this point, or shield screen, which is a mistake, I think. Now the Scythian army is going to be able to move in and recharge, basically engage at will. Nothing that Getae can do about it. Thracian warriors just added such a dangerous element to the Scythian army, and I absolutely love it. Now it's just the rest of the Thracian army is going to get ganged up on, and that's a GG. So again, very nicely done in allowing the Nomads to bring some infantry. A lot of kills on the Thracian warriors, and this just makes the Nomads so dangerous. The Scythian Amazonian Riders did okay, but they were sort of neutralized by the Dash and Heavy Bows. Getae did a very poor job with its Spear Horse and Bow Horse. They were completely wasted. They would have been super useful in the late game. And just keeping a front line of Noble Spears, I think it's very risky. Instead of bringing 3 Noble Spears, just bring bring 6 armored spears instead. All of them have counter cavalry tactics. They are much sturdier than the spear warriors. And axe warriors against Scythia, I don't really see the need to bring any of those. But still, this was a good, interesting game. I really love the addition of Thracian warriors to Royal Scythia. A good game, well played to both players. Congratulations to TrollyBoli for advancing to the next round. He managed to do so with one of the weaker factions, so he has saved his stronger factions for later. Strength and honor.